Okay, let's jump right in. Today, we're unpacking a classic piece of Malaysian legal drama, and honestly, it perfectly sets the scene for understanding just how high the stakes can get in hire purchase disputes. We're looking at the landmark case of Pang Brothers Motor versus Aik Seng. Now, I know, you might think contract law is just, a bunch of dry paperwork, but as we're about to see, the absolute smallest details can have massive, incredibly expensive consequences. We are literally talking about the high cost of a mere two-day mistake. I want you to really think about that for a second. What actually happens when a powerful finance company with all of its legal resources misses a statutory legal deadline by just 48 hours? I mean, in our daily lives, being 2 days late on an administrative task might just get you a warning, maybe a tiny late fee, right? But in the strict realm of legal compliance, how much damage can a tiny 2-day error cause? Could it completely unravel a binding contract? Let's find out. So, to really understand this, let's set the stage. Enter our hirer, Aik Seng. Like a lot of people, Lee joyfully signs a hire purchase agreement to finance a brand new car. And at first, everything starts off great. He gets the keys, drives the vehicle home, and dutifully begins making those monthly installment payments to the owner, Pang Brothers Motor. But as it so often happens in the real world, life throws a curveball. Lee experiences some sudden financial difficulties, and unfortunately, he defaults on his vehicle installments. And this is the catalyst for everything that follows. Let's map out exactly how this builds. We start right here at month 1 with the initial signing, followed by a period of smooth, regular payments. But you see, by month 4, installments are missed. Naturally, this default triggers the finance company to take action to protect their asset, which brings us to the absolutely critical moment at month 5. Pang Brothers Motor issues a notice of intention to repossess. Now, this is a formal, legally required warning given to a defaulting hirer right before their vehicle is taken away. Now, when Aik Seng received his official notice from Pang Brothers Motor, it contained a highly specific number, 19. He was given exactly 19 days to settle his outstanding arrears. Think about that. 19 days to find the money, pay the missed installments, and save his car. It seems like a very specific, maybe even slightly random number of days to give someone, doesn't it? Well, keep this exact number in your head because it is the absolute linchpin of this entire case. So the clock starts ticking. 19 days pass, and unfortunately, Lee hasn't been able to clear the arrears. Immediately, a repossession officer arrives on behalf of Pang Brothers Motor and forcefully takes back the vehicle. Just imagine the scene for a second. The shocked hirer standing there, watching his car being towed away, actively protesting the whole thing. Lee felt rushed. He felt that the time he was given to come up with those funds just wasn't sufficient. But here's the thing, Aik Seng doesn't just give up and walk away. No, he decides to fight back. He actually files a lawsuit against Pang Brothers Motor claiming wrongful repossession. In legal terms, this is the unlawful taking back of property by an owner without strictly following statutory legal procedures. And Lee's core argument was incredibly specific here. He claimed the repossession was unlawful simply because the notice period he was given was just too short. And that brings us straight into a realistic courtroom showdown. We've got the hirer, the finance company reps, the lawyers, and of course, the judge. Now, the judge has to look past all the emotions of the lost car and the unpaid debt and focus entirely on the strict letter of the law. Specifically, the judge opens up the Malaysian Hire Purchase Act of 1967 to meticulously examine the statutory rules governing repossession notices. And this is where we see the fatal flaw brilliantly illustrated. Remember that number? Pang Brothers Motor gave exactly 19 days. But under Section 16 of 1 of the Hire Purchase Act, the law demands a minimum of at least 21 days. The notice given to Aik Seng was exactly 2 days short of the statutory minimum. Just 48 hours. But, in the eyes of the law, a miss is as good as a mile. So the really crucial point here is the judge's step-by-step ruling that followed this discovery. Because that minimum 21-day period was not strictly observed, a massive domino effect took place. Step 1. The court held that the 19-day notice was completely invalid and bad in law. Step 2. Well, because the notice was invalid, the subsequent repossession was deemed entirely illegal. Step 3, and this is the real kicker, by illegally taking the car, Pang Brothers Motor actually breached their own hire purchase agreement. And finally, Step 4, because of the owner's breach, Aik Seng, the defaulting hirer, was entitled to be awarded damages for wrongful repossession. It is just a stunning reversal of fortune, all of it hinging on a tiny 2-day administrative error.
Let this be a powerful takeaway, whether you're a law student, a professional, or just an everyday consumer. Statutory requirements demand absolute strict compliance. 21 days means 21 days. There's no rounding down, and there's absolutely no close enough in contract law. A defective notice directly equals an illegal repossession. Because as Pang Brothers Motor learns the extremely hard way, missing the mark by just 48 hours costs them the entire case. Which kind of makes you wonder, right? If you were to comb through the legal notices, contracts, and fine print sitting in your own filing cabinet right now, how many multi-million-dollar mistakes are hiding in plain sight, just waiting for someone to count the days?